Next one's kind of interesting too. Luke Lachey, 6'5", 245-pounder, and yes, it is the son of Jim Lachey. So what do you see with Luke Lachey from Iowa?
What you're going to see here, again, a very flexible. He's 3 here, so they're going to run a levels concept. Here's the guy in the flat. We've all seen the Browns run that boot action where they've got a guy in the flat. He does a great job. He's 6'5", he's 245, 250 pounds, really good athlete. You're going to see here, he's on a corner route. You're going to see his ball skills, his ability to go up and get the football against a smaller safety. Does a really good job of high pointing it and going to get the football. Then you're going to see him outside a receiver run a little hitch here, and then he's going to break a tackle on a smaller corner. So what I like about Lachey is, first of all, I'm biased. I think Iowa tight ends are coached really well. They have really good NFL careers. Wisconsin, Iowa, these offensive linemen, these tight ends that come from these schools that predicate run. You know, they believe in the run game, outside zone, gap schemes. These tight ends seem to come in the NFL more NFL ready sometimes than everybody else. And you can see how position flexible he is. This is a guy that is not as high. You'll probably get this guy late in day 2, maybe even into day 3. This tight end class is absolutely loaded. Did not talk about Cortland Loveland. There's other guys that are so good. The Ferguson kid out of Oregon. There's lots of guys that can play at the NFL. This is one of these guys that's going to fall down, and he's going to fall down in the draft, and he's a really good football player.
Yeah, I agree with you relative to Iowa tight ends. You know, George Kittle comes to mind, and there have been it's a lineage, and there's they take a lot of pride in that. So that's definitely a guy to keep an eye on in this draft is Lachey.
Well, yeah, and he could put his hand. The thing about Iowa tight ends, they can put their hand on the ground and block, and that's something that Fannin will learn. That's something Warren will learn. But Iowa's old school. They're going to put a hat on a hat, and they're going to challenge people in the run game. And then the NFL, especially if you're going to go 13 personnel, what makes that 13 personnel good or that 12 personnel is being able to run the football. Because if you can run the football, the defense has to bring in 3 linebackers. Now you have those matchups. They bring in 3 linebackers. Now you split these guys out, and these linebackers have to cover in space. So these athletic tight ends give Kevin Stefanski incredible formation flexibility and create matchups in his favor, especially with the tight end. So this Lachey, Fannin, Warren, there's others, Cortland Loveland, the kid out of Michigan. There's lots of guys who can do that in this draft. I think these 3 would be really good fit in Stefanski's offense.